Animals on the Farm by Colin Harris. Introduction. Farms are for growing food. Some farms grow crops like these. Some farms bring up animals like these. How many animals can you see? This book will tell you more about some of them. But many more animals live on farms. Not all of them are welcome. Some of them are pests. The rabbit. Rabbits live in tunnels called burrows. Often, lots of rabbits live in one burrow. Every burrow has a chief. The chief is a big male rabbit. He gets the best bit of the burrow and all the best food. The females dig the burrows. The males do not help them. The biggest females have the best nests in the burrow. Some females cannot nest in the burrow. They have to go out to build their own nests. They dig little tunnels called nest stops. Female rabbits have from 3 to 7 baby rabbits called kittens. The kittens have a soft nest to sleep in. The female does not stay with the kittens. She blocks up the exit so it is difficult to see. Then she comes back every night to give them milk. She does not stay long. Then she blocks the exit and goes off until the next night. At the end of about 3 weeks, the kittens come out to eat grass. In the daytime, rabbits stay in the burrow. They come out to eat at dusk. They must stay on the lookout because many animals hunt rabbits when they come out of the burrow. If one rabbit spots something, it stamps with its legs to tell all the rest. Then they all run to the burrow. When rabbits run, they zigzag, so they are very difficult to catch. Many of us like rabbits, and some of us have them as pets. But on farms, they are not pets. They eat the crops, so they are pests. The barn owl. These are barn owls, a male and a female barn owl. It is difficult to tell the male from the female, but the female barn owl often has black flecks on her chest. Which of these do you think is the female? The barn owl is a big bird. Its talons are this big. The owl spends the day resting in the barn. It goes hunting as the sun sets. It catches little mammals and birds. Owls hunt these animals. The owl eats animals in one mouthful. Then 2 times a day, it spits up a pellet. The pellet is full of bits of the animals it has eaten. A pellet is about this big. The contents of a pellet. In spring, the female owl lays an egg every 2 days for about 10 days. Barn owls do not build nests. The eggs rest on pellets. The eggs are about this big. Barn owl eggs. The eggs hatch into chicks in about 30 days. The chicks do not grow very fast, so the adults spend a long time bringing them up. The adults must catch hundreds of animals for the chicks to eat. This is how fast barn owl chicks grow. 1 week, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 9 weeks. At the end of summer, the chicks fly off to look for somewhere to live. Winter is a difficult time for barn owls, as there is not much food for them to catch. Sometimes you will see them hunting in the daytime. The mole. A mole is about this big. The mole has a long body which fits very well into the tunnels it lives in. Can you see its big flat hands? They are very good for digging. Can you see the mole's tail? Does it stick up or down? The mole eats, sleeps, and lives in its underground tunnels. Moles are not like rabbits. There are not lots of moles living in one big burrow. The mole digs its tunnels just for itself. If a second mole comes in, the first one will attack it. When moles dig, they push up molehills, but they do not live in them. Sometimes a mole builds a big hill called a fortress, which it does live in. The tunnels are a trap for catching food. Animals drop into them. The tunnel traps hundreds of worms. The mole checks the tunnels 3 times a day. If the mole traps too many worms to eat in one go, it collects them up. It nips off the worm's head so they cannot creep off. Then on days when it does not catch very much, the mole can go back and eat them. In spring, the female mole has 3 or 4 baby moles. Like many baby animals, they are pink. They cannot see and they are helpless. The baby moles are about this big. In less than 7 weeks, the little moles go off to look for somewhere to live. They travel on top of the land. Sometimes farm cats and barn owls see them and catch them. If nothing does catch them, moles live for about 3 years. The cabbage white butterfly. The cabbage white butterfly is about this big. A male and a female cabbage white butterfly. How is the male different from the female? Look at the wings. The male does not have spots on the top of its wings. But if you look under the wing of a male, you will see that it has 2 spots there. The female butterfly lays her eggs in spring and summer. She looks for plants like these. The female butterfly lays her eggs on these plants. She likes cabbages best of all. She lays about 100 yellow eggs. She sticks them to the cabbage. In about a week, the eggs hatch into caterpillars. At first, the caterpillars eat the eggshells they have just left. Then they eat the cabbage. The caterpillars eat a lot, and they eat fast. They can strip a full-grown cabbage down to a thin green skeleton. The caterpillar eats for about 4 weeks. When it is full grown, it is about this big. Now the caterpillar stops eating. Its skin splits and drops off. The caterpillar is now a pupa, which looks like this. At the end of about 3 weeks, the pupa splits so that the butterfly can come out. The cabbage white butterfly is not a pest because it does not eat crops. But cabbage white caterpillars do eat crops, so they are pests. Things to do. 1. How often does the female rabbit visit her kittens? 2. Why do rabbits zigzag when they run? 3. Think of a plan to stop rabbits from eating crops. Draw your plan. 4. What is different between male and female barn owls? 5. How many eggs do barn owls lay? 6. How does the mole trap animals? 7. How many moles live in a tunnel? 8. What do moles do when they catch too many worms? 9. How can you tell a female from a male cabbage white butterfly? 10. Why do you think it is called the cabbage white butterfly?